What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Cardinal Red, and we back for some more of that Ali Land boxing talk, people. And today we talking Adrien Broner, upcoming fight. Broner, after jail, focused on Pacquiao. And I just wanted to touch on this topic, man. You know, it's kind of sad what's been going on with Adrien Broner the past couple of days. As far as him getting locked up, you know, and that maybe throwing off his training a little bit. Fortunately for him, you know, he's gotten out of jail. You know, he has the money to post bail and not have to suffer through a long litigation. You know, for the average person, being locked up is a life-changing and a life-altering event. You know, it can put you in financial bind, it can get you fired, it can have you ousted from your family members, you know, depending on your charges. You know, it can completely alter your whole life, you know, in negative ways. And I feel like guys like Adrien Broner, hood guys, you know, they always get a bad rap because of their upbringing and their personalities that were birthed from their upbringing. You know, I have a large audience in the Philippines, and you know, fortunately for me, I was brought up in a certain way to where, you know, I'm able to connect with all sorts of types of people, because I see people as people, you know. In the manner I was brought up, you know, it wasn't just, you know, I just didn't have involvement with hood people, or I had involvement with all types of walks of life. You know, it was really interesting, and it's given me the ability to see life from everyone's perspective, I feel like. And unfortunately, you know, everybody doesn't have that ability, and not everybody can see everybody's perspective, you know. And I feel like, you know, there's a large disconnect between Americans and you know, foreigners, or, you know, people from different countries. I hate to call them foreigners because they're not really foreigners. We're all foreigners. But there's a disconnect from Americans to other countries, and vice versa. And I just feel like that. You know, I just wanted to give a little bit of understanding of maybe why Adrien Broner is the way he is. You know, I feel like people from the hood often are we're subjected to a lot of torturistic mind, you know, things that torture the mind, you know, things that can be you know, damaging to your psyche, and they can not only affect the way you look at life, but the way you approach things in life. You know, people from the hood don't always have the highest business mentality, or the widest perspective of the world, or the you know, they don't always speak proper. You know, we're not always the most affluent people. You know, and when guys like that get money, you know, it tends to change them, sometimes for the good and sometimes for the bad. But the negative part about being from the hood is the fact that you're put through all these torturistic, you know, things to your mind. You know, just something as simple as knowing a neighbor, man, and maybe borrowing some money from that neighbor. You might know that neighbor does, you know, certain things, and it might be a situation you see that neighbor do something to somebody, and, you know, he's gonna come back to you and be like, well, you know, you can't say anything because of such and such, or it becomes almost a a situation to where you're being extorted for just for living somewhere. It's really that deep, man. Black people are killed at a alarming rate, and nobody really cares, man. It's torturistic to a child, man, to be brought up in that type of environment. It's torturistic to your mind state to be brought up in that type of environment. It's almost to the point where it's inhuman. It's inhumane. It's inhuman. And for guys like Adrien Broner, who are real hood guys, when they actually get money, and then you have this altered mind state, it doesn't always go well. It doesn't always go the way somebody else from a different culture might think it should go. They might be thinking, well, I came up from all this dirt and all this filth. I'm going to change my life for the better. But sometimes just knowing people can be the problem. You having money and knowing certain people can end up being a problem in your life. Or you having money and being from a certain area and not wanting to leave that area can make you a target, and make you the victim of certain things, robberies and kidnappings of children to just get money. This is how black people treat each other, from the ghetto. It's not it's not how you see it in these rap videos, man. It's not Lamborghinis and parties every night. It's violence, it's drugs, it's extortion, it's HE double hockey sticks, for lack of a better word. It's really, it's sad, man. And when you take guys like Adrien Broner, who are, like I said, really, really hood guys, man, and you give them a boatload of money, and you put them back around the same people they've been around that have been starving with each other for 15 years, and now you got the money, but we all still starving, and now you become dinner to these people, and it puts you in a situation to where you're probably going to be targeted and probably going to be robbed. And this is probably the reason he was robbed and shot at. And it could have been just as simple as knowing somebody and befriending somebody from your past and wanting to help them, and them being a little more hungry than you are, in street words, and that it just, like I said, man, these can be life-altering events. Fortunately, he wasn't killed. Fortunately, nobody was hurt except his car. But in the hood, your life can change just that quick, man. So look at it from a standpoint of having money and then being put in that environment, and actually having money, having something, and being stuck back into that environment. And you're really not stuck back into that environment. You kind of place yourself back into that environment because, like I said, your psyche's messed up. This is all you know. You can't go place yourself around other groups of people because they're not going to understand you. They're not going to verbally understand you, number one, because you speak with an urban vernacular. And they're not going to understand your dress because you dress urban. They're not going to understand your culture because your culture is violent, your culture is aggressive, and your culture is street, and it's hip hop, it's loud, and it goes against the machine, in for a lack of a better word. So you can't place yourself amongst higher tier people, because when lower tier people look at you, they're gonna look at you as a sellout, and then you can't go back around these people. When you go around higher tier people, they're gonna look at you like you don't belong because you still dress like lower tier people. Like you still speak with the vernacular of a lower tier person. Like you still dress in, all of that matters. You know what I'm saying? So when you got guys like AB, I mean, you can't really blame these guys in no way for what they do. Just to have just to feel like they fit in the world, man. You know, in a way, just to have a peace of mind within the world, and it's just the way he goes through the world, and I don't think it's gonna change in anytime soon, because you know, like I said, man, you can turn on the news every night and see nobody really cares about what goes on in the black African American neighborhoods of America. You know, you can look at it from a standpoint of these people are not running down there to invest in the hoods to change things. And a lot of people are invested in it staying exactly the way it is. And unfortunately, when black men get money, they don't always have the mind state to go start a business to try to change it for 15 or 20 people. So those 15 or 20 people can have the mind state to go and change it for 15 or 20 other people. You know what I'm saying? It's usually, I got mine, and you know, the rest of you guys need to figure it out. And when you're from the hood, man, that makes you a target when you're not helping people. That in itself can make you a target. You know, it's so much negativity for black people to be negative toward black people. It's crazy, man. So when other cultures are negative toward black people, it hurts us even worse because we are already negative towards ourselves. So we don't need other races being negative toward us too, man. But you know, you just don't blame guys like AB when you see them performing the way they do, man. It's only a reflection of where they came from. It's not real reality in a way. It's only a reflection of what they know, what they see, man. Life for African Americans is not a hip hop video. It's not a reality show. It's a dire situation for a lot of people in a lot of these neighborhoods, and it's never going to change because nobody wants to help them. And the people with the money don't have the mental capacity to see what they're doing is wrong with their money, and then not reaching back and helping people is destroying things even worse. But you know, let's be more productive and less destructive, man. Let's all do what Manny Pacquiao, and I'm gonna quote Manny Pacquiao from an article, you know, that where he was saying some things about Adrien Broner being locked up, man. It was really good to see Manny Pacquiao. You know, he's a great guy, man. He's a humanitarian. Pacquiao said he plans to share the gospel with Adrien Broner, who had past brushes with the law. Of course, in my heart, my desire is to have a conversation with him after the fight, and I can share with him the real life and the word of God. You know, and that's real talk, man. And a lot of people say Manny Pacquiao is faking it when he's talking about his religion or what he chooses to believe in, and whether you believe in it or whether you agree with him or not, man. It's good to see that Manny Pacquiao and other people are praying for Adrien Broner to get through his life event right now, man. So, like I said, when you come from these type of places, you know, your friends, your family members, you know, in the black communities could sometimes be your enemy. So, you know, let's all do like Manny Pacquiao said and pray for AB, man. And as well, if you can, like, subscribe, man. Tell somebody about me. If you know anybody homeless, man, you got any extras for them, man, take it down and give them to them. You know, it's cold outside right now at this time of year, so let these people know you're thinking about them. And if you ain't got nothing else to talk about, man, talk about boxing. Tell them about Ali Lamb Boxing Talk, Cardinal Red. We out of here.